It's my opinion that this is probably the best toilet in the world. I say that because as a plumber, homeowner, and a consumer like yourself, I find this to be one of the easiest toilets to install as a plumber. As a homeowner, I see the value and the bang you get for your buck. It's obvious to me as a plumber that the engineers worked overtime on this. And it's very clear that they understood what the plumbers and homeowners wanted. My name is Claude Taylor, and you are now watching the How To Plumbing channel. This is the American Standard Champion 4 toilet. Okay, I found this new angle stop. I found it at the Home Depot. There was something new that came out, so I said I'm going to try it on this video here. It's a push in, so you just push it in. Once you cut the pipe, push it in, that's it, and it's hooked up. So we're going to see how it works. It's a quarter turn, meaning you don't have to multi-turn, keep turning and all that. You just make one quick turn and it's off. And of course, this is the box that it came in. Just giving you a description of the item that was in the box that I'm going to use, and basically how it works and the specs on it. Specs meaning specifications. It's a 1/2 inch by 3/8, meaning 1/2 inch push by 3/8 compression. And the compression part is where your supply line is going to go into. And you can see on the side of the box it has copper, PEX, and CPVC. So it'll fit all 3 different types of 1/2 inch pipes right there. And what we got coming out this wall is going to be 1/2 inch copper. So what I'm going to have to do is cut this valve here off, clean the pipe up so that I can go ahead and push that one, the new one, on. Now, even though this toilet comes with its own tools, or actually one tool, it comes with a tool. It's a great tool. It makes it easier to install a toilet. Now, that's installing, but we're going to remove this one, and then we're adding a valve to it. So you're probably going to need this cutter here, and you don't want to try to cut it with a hacksaw, but this here is small mini cutters for cutting copper pipes, and it's good for getting in tight little spots like this here. And right here I have some fiberglass mesh. Back in the day it was sandcloth, but now we do use this a lot. And we're going to take that and we're going to clean that paint off real good off of that copper pipe and get it down to the shiny penny look, and make it nice and smooth so that we can push the angle stop on there. And for those of you that are watching and don't really know how to use this pipe cutting tool, what I'm doing here is I'm just spinning it around in circles, and as I make revolutions, you can see that I tighten up on the handle, and that allows the jaws and the blade to bite down into the copper, and then you spin it again. Then you do it quite a few times, and then eventually this is what happens. It cuts through. And you can also purchase this mini copper cutter. You can go to the my how-to Amazon plumbing store, and you can pick up a lot of this stuff. There will be links below in the description box where you can go to that Amazon store, and as well you can pick up this push valve as well as the toilet itself. As you can see right here, pushing the push fitting on, and one thing to remember, now see the angle that I was looking at it, I couldn't see the dripping, so I didn't realize I didn't have it pushed up far enough. So that's why this is dripping right now, because it's not pushed up far enough. But once I got up under there and got a closer look, I seen that, and I straightened that out and just pushed the valve up further. When I got to this part here, and that toilet bolt came off that easy, that had a concern me that the toilet flange may be busted, but fortunate for me, it wasn't. Old rusted toilet bolt, that's all. And this is the old tank, and what we're going to do is we're going to get the water out of this first. Normally what I like to do when I'm changing out toilets, I like to take the tank off first. I don't want to try to do it all at once. It's pretty heavy, so I just take it off in pieces if I can. Now sometimes there may be cases where you can't do that if the bolts are rusted too bad, and then you might want to get a second person to help you. Now the older toilet that was on here was a pretty good toilet. The fact that the reason I'm actually removing that toilet because that other one was getting to the point where it was getting really hard to clean the inside. If you have live in an area like this, the water's hard, and it can do a lot of damage to your plumbing, and of course scar up your toilet and make it look pretty bad and constantly have to clean it. And that one's been in here for years prior, and the house has been vacant for years also. And I got to tell you, you know, I've been doing plumbing for many years, 30 plus years. And for the last, I say, 10 years or so, when they came out with the American Standard, I was sold on it back then, and I've been installing them since because they've been so very easy and so dependable to count on. So when a homeowner asks to have a toilet replaced and they give me the option to pick the toilet, I'm always going to go for this one because I know it's going to be easy to install, it looks good, and they're going to get a good value for their money. And no, American Standard's not paying me for this video to endorse them. I just think it's a great product, and I just think a lot of people out there should know about it. And this is another nice thing about this toilet. It comes in a box and everything comes with it. You're going to get the toilet itself, the tank, the toilet lid, the closet bolts, the tool that they use to install it, and the wax ring. I mean, this is a no-brainer. But I would recommend, if you're going to have, if you're going to go pick this up, carry a second person with you, because it is heavy. They don't come like they used to. Now they come all in one box. Back in the day, it would come in 2 boxes, a tank in one and the bowl in the other, and you can just carry it up one at a time. But now you've got it all in one box. And this is the caulk we're going to use to caulk the bottom. Once we're done, and as you see this progress and you see how it's going together, you're going to see, I mean, I feel that a lot of people are going to see why I choose this particular toilet. I mean, the easy installation, everything is easy about it. Here are the bolts that come with it. And what I like about these bolts, they come with lock washers that I can lock it down onto the toilet flange itself. A lot of them don't come that way. A lot of times you have to get the I actually get 2 set of closet bolts to operate as one, so that I can use the extra bolt out the other bag, just so that I can bolt it down to the flange. But this here, I don't have to do that. Okay, now those bolts are down nice and tight, so that when I go to lift the bowl and put it in place, I'm not worried about those bolts moving. In the past, a lot of times, a lot of you know that a lot of times these bolts come, and when you start setting the bowl, they will move, and that's because they're not tightened down and locked down like these are. And these are the plastic, I say nylon bolts that come with this, and they're real strong and they got a lot of strength. So when you crank down on it, this toilet is going to stay down. It's going to stay in place. And this is another feature that I like about this toilet. You notice how long the closet bolt is coming and standing up. Well, back in the day, and even a lot of the toilets that they come out with today, other than this toilet, you still have to get up under there with a hacksaw or something to cut that bolt down. But this one here you don't, because it comes with China caps, and what we call China caps are the little caps that go over the bolt to it's a decorative piece. It's a trim, and when that goes over there, this one here you can see it's extra long, so that you don't have to cut that bolt down. You just pop it right on top of there, and so you don't have that issue of trying to get up under there and fight and cut it with the sawzall or any type of hacksaw. And most of this here is what I'm working on now is hand tight. You don't really need a tool to really crank down on this, as long as you push the wax out. And a lot of times what I like to do, once I do get it down as flat as I can get it, sometimes it don't go all the way, so you don't want to take a chance and push it down too quick and too rapidly. So you give the wax a little chance to settle, and once it settles, then you go back and push again, and then eventually it sets nice and flush. But you notice how long the China caps are, that we don't have to worry about. Again, don't have to worry about cutting that bolt down. Perfect. And what I'm going to do here is just set the tank first, and this is the neoprene gasket that just goes between the tank and the bowl itself to seal it. You definitely want that on there. And as always, if you have any questions, hit me up in the description box below, and let me get back to you. I'll get back to you as fast as I can. And this is the tool that I was telling you about, that the only tool you're going to need to install this toilet is to crank down on the tank, and these bolts right here. And of course, it's always a good idea, once you use that tool, put it up somewhere nearby, or and this is one of the newer toilets that came out, the water saving toilets. Don't let the flush fool you. It sounds like it's not really flushing, but it's stronger than it looks. And sound. You know, it's funny. This is probably the most difficult part of the toilet to hook up itself is the toilet seat. The toilet seat. It's crazy, right? But even that is actually, it's easy. Pretty easy. You notice the little rubber tabs that I'm putting on here? If you look real close, there's little slots like that little piece that you see in bulged out with the ears. There's slots that goes into, so when you put it in there, it will stay in place. So when you go to flip the toilet seat over to go ahead and install the rest of the hardware, that rubber plate piece will stay in place, and it isolates the plastic and the toilet bowl itself. Now these little grumlets, that's what I call them, grumlets. You see the little ball on it? It's just enough where it barely squeezes down in that little hole right there. And the first thing people are going to want to do is try to squeeze their little finger and squeeze it down in there. Well, the easiest way to do that is to take the screw that came with it, screw that down in there midways, and just push it from the top, and it'll pop right in place. And another great feature is this comes with also another tool. It comes with a small Allen wrench to tighten down the toilet seat. Now you can see how that popped in place, and the only thing left to do is put the other one in and set the toilet seat. And they come with these washers here. They're like spacers. It'll give you the opportunity to kind of set the toilet seat certain positions. And of course, when you start tightening down on this screw here, the little ball that's on the bottom part starts to come up, and it's compressed against this tank, and it's the bowl, I'm sorry, and it starts to swell up and get bigger so that it can't come up and out of there. Very clever design.